Hello everybody, welcome to this course. Have you ever felt like you spend hours in Excel, building reports and updating files, but are struggling to get the insights that you need? You're not alone. Many finance professionals work incredibly hard, but not necessarily in the most efficient or the smartest way. And the truth is that the difference between a good analyst and a great one comes down to how well do they use the Excel or other analytical tools. This course is designed for finance professionals who want to work smarter. Whether you're already in FP&A or you're coming from controlling, accounting, or reporting background, this course is going to give you the tools to elevate your analysis and automate your workflows. Even if you're not in finance, but want to master Excel's professional grade skills, you'll find this course practical and relevant. By the end of this course, you're not just going to improve your Excel skill, you'll gain confidence, you'll feel more in control of your data, empowered to lead the conversations, and feel proud of the impact that your analysis can make. We'll work through real-world FP&A problems, from building forecasts, analyzing variances, consolidating data from multiple sources, and scenario modeling. I've demonstrated every concept in this course step by step. I've also provided the exercise files for download so you can follow along and practice. So if you're ready to move beyond basics and build Excel skills that truly drive decision making, then let's get it started. Before we dive into the lessons, let's quickly talk about the prerequisites for this course, so you know exactly what to expect. Since this course is designed for finance students, graduates, and professionals, I'm assuming you already have some basic familiarity with Excel. But if you're completely new to Excel, that's also not a big problem. Module 2 and 3 of this course include a refresher on Excel formulas and skills that will help you get up to speed quickly. Apart from that, to get the most out of this course, it will help if you have basic math and arithmetic skills, some background in finance. For example, if you understand what is a P&L, what is an income statement, what does it mean by variance analysis, that will be really helpful. But this isn't mandatory though, because I'll be explaining these concepts in detail as we go along. My goal is to ensure that by the end of this course, you feel confident handling any FP&A task in Excel, no matter where you're starting from. The course is divided into two parts. Part 1 focuses on building Excel and data skills. Part 2 applies those skills to real-world business challenges. Modules 1 to 4 belong to Part 1, and Modules 5 to 8 make up Part 2. The course is designed to take you from foundational Excel skills all the way to advanced FP&A applications. Just a quick heads up before we begin. Here on YouTube, I'm uploading the first 4 modules as a preview so students can get a good introduction and see what the course is all about. If you'd like to continue learning and get access to all 8 modules along with the exercise files, you can sign up for the full course using one of these links. The first link is a free coupon, it's limited time and limited seats, so grab it while it's there. If not, then you can use the second link, which is a discounted price. Now let's quickly walk through the details of each module. Module 1 is Introduction. This is where we are right now. We're going to cover fundamentals of FP&A, its role in the organization and the corporate world, how it supports decision making, and also a brief outline of the course structure. Module 2 is Essential Formulas and Functions. We'll start by building a strong Excel foundation. You'll learn the most commonly used formulas and functions every analyst must know. If you're already comfortable with Excel basics, feel free to skim through this module, but I recommend a quick refresher to ensure consistency with the later lessons. Module 3 is Data Tool for Analyst. In this module, we'll explore Excel's tools that help you organize, validate, and analyze data, including data validation, dropdowns, conditional formatting, custom formatting, sorting, filtering tricks, and pivot tables. Again, some of you might already be familiar with these tools, so you can move faster through these lessons if needed. Module 4 is Excel for Automation. This is the fun part. Now we move from the manual work to automation. We'll deep dive into Power Query to clean and transform data efficiently, and then explore Power Pivot and DAX bases to build dynamic analytical models. After that, we move to Module 5, and this marks the start of Part 2, that is application part. Module 5 is P&L consolidation and currency handling. Here we'll apply what we've learned in Part 1 and consolidate P&Ls from multiple entities operating in different countries with different currencies. You'll learn about the concept of reported versus constant currency reporting and how to ensure consistency in exchange rates. Module 6 is the variance analysis. This is the backbone of the FP&A. FP&A professionals spend a large amount of their time comparing numbers across different scenarios. actual versus budget, this year versus last year, and so on. Using the skills from part 1 of the course, we'll learn how to approach variance analysis systematically. You'll see how to move from manual variance tables to fully automated models that instantly explain what's driving the performance. But variance analysis isn't just about subtracting numbers, it's about understanding the story behind the change. We'll not only calculate the variances, but also break them down into price, volume, and mix components to uncover the true drivers of performance. By the end of this module, you'll not only know how to calculate variances, you'll know how to do it smartly and how to interpret those variances. Module 7 is about forecasting and budgeting. This is another core and often the most challenging area of FP&A role. From data management perspective, it can feel overwhelming because FP&A teams gather inputs from nearly every department of the organization and consolidate all of that data into one summary financial picture for the management review. But there's a good news. Using the automation and data skills you've learned in part 1, we'll turn this challenge into a walk in the park. You'll learn how to design input templates, collect and clean data from multiple departments, and use Power Query to consolidate everything into dynamic refreshable budgeting models. Since this part of the FP&A involves working closely with other teams, we'll also touch on the people side of FP&A, that is, how to collaborate effectively across teams during a budgeting cycle. Module 8 is about sensitivity and scenario analysis. This is your FP&A skills reach the strategic level. Once you've built your first cut forecast, management will inevitably ask you, what if sales grows by 2%? What if the inflation is lower than expected? What if exchange rates move in our favor, etc.? Manually testing each of these scenarios can feel almost impossible, but by this stage of the course, you'll have all the automation tools you need to make it effortless. We'll learn how to build dynamic scenario models that instantly adjust results based on key assumptions. You'll be able to create best case, worst case, and base case forecasts in minutes, not in hours. By the end of this course, you'll not only know Excel, you'll know how to use it like an FP&A professional to automate, analyze, and communicate insights that drive business performance. So let's get started. In most large organizations, you'll find a dedicated FP&A function, short for financial planning and analysis. The need for FP&A becomes even more important when the organizations are spread geographically or have multiple divisions. Because at the division level, they usually have local finance controllers who work with the business teams to help them manage the day-to-day financial operations and build their local budgets. But at a corporate level, leadership team needs one central function that can consolidate all of these budgets, provide a bit of a structure to the information, and tell the overall financial story of the organization. And that is where the FP&A comes in. Every public company reports results to its investors and provides an outlook for the future performance. That outlook is built on the financial plans and budgets that are developed by the FP&A teams. Once those plans are finalized and communicated, they kind of set an expectation both for the internal management as well as for the stock market. When the actual results come in, FP&A's job is to analyze performance, compare actual versus the plan, understand the reasons for the variances, and help management decide how to bridge the gap. In many ways, financial markets judge the companies on how well do they deliver on their commitments. And the managements of these companies rely heavily on FP&A to first set those commitments, then monitor the performance, and then drive the accountability. That's why FP&A is not just about numbers or formulas. It's a blend of business understanding, storytelling, presentation skills, and people management. But all of these 4 aspects are built on the foundation of analytical rigor and data expertise. And that's going to be the focus of this course. While we will primarily build mastery in Excel, because that's a tool that you're going to be using on a daily basis, but I'll also touch base upon broader skills and thought processes that make FP&A professionals successful in their role. By the end of this course, you won't just know how to use Excel, you'll understand how to use it to think, analyze, and communicate like a strong finance professional.